Willkommen bei Desert Island Thames. Es ist mir eine große Freude, heute jemanden aus unserer Celtic Familie von Deutschland zu begrüßen. Ach well, I tried. Welcome to Desert Island Thames. It gives me great pleasure today to welcome one of our Celtic family from Germany. Mick Lang, how are you, sir?
Hello, Billy. It's a pleasure for me to be here and to meet you. It's nice to be here at Desert Island Thames.
It's good to have you here. So, what was life like for a young Mick Lang growing up in Germany?
Yes, I'm from a small town in southwest of Germany. Town with approximately 15,000 people. I grew up there and still living there. It's in an area called the Black Forest due to the dark fears. And it's a little bit a quiet rural area. And I go to primary school, then middle school, and did a commercial apprenticeship at a paper factory at my hometown, where I'm still working there as a planner of metallized products. We make metallized label paper, mainly for the labels on beers. You see it, if you buy a Balmus or a Magnus, perhaps this paper comes from our company. When I grow up, most of the time we go home and don't want to learn for school, so we go out and playing football on the street, or we go to the hockey ground. But when we play there, we must always look that nobody see us, because the guys from the hockey don't want that we play football on there. And it was a good time, and we're often in the forest, all experiences there and looking what's going on, and then was, I would say, to football. The first game I really recognize was 1974, the World Championship of Germany won. That's why I'm growing up with Gerd Müller, Sepp Maier, Franz Beckenbauer, and at this time you have only the choice: you are a supporter of Bayern Munich or Mönchengladbach or Cologne. And I like Gerd Müller. He's my player, I would say. And that's why I don't hope that Miro Klose get the record, because Gerd Müller made 68 goals in 62 games. And Klose has now, I don't know, 110 or something like that, and has also 68 goals. So Gerd Müller didn't need so much games.
So your first song, what would that be, and why did you pick it?
It's called Find the River, from, I would say, one of the best records they made or I ever heard. It's from Automatic for the People. But this song, I think, is not so common as the other songs on it. And this song is for a friend of mine, passed 12 years ago. I think it was one of my best friends I've had or ever would get. And it's a song about nearing the end, but instead of feeling any bitterness or regret, it's a rejoice in a great hope, and that someone you or they love or we love will experience all the beauty that they have as the cycle of life continues. It offers a peace of mind knowing that loved ones will follow to see and experience the beauty of life beyond your own years. Find the River.
That was Find the River by R.E.M. How did you get into supporting Celtic?
First I want to tell you something about football, about me. From 10 years until I'm 16 years, I played football, and then starting with 25 again until 40, the first and second team in a very low league, and was not a very good player. After a knee injury, I stopped playing, so that's why I'm always interested in football, because I played for myself. A supporter of Celtic I was always, I think. But at this time, or 20, 25 years ago, there were not so much possibilities to get informations. There were no internet, no games in German TV. The only thing you can see perhaps sometimes on a newspaper about the old firm, but nothing else. So I would say I was a supporter since 20, 25 years, but very, very far away. First time I come here to Glasgow was in September 2008. The story behind that was I heard in the radio sometime, I think 2005, 2006, Fields of Athenry from Charlie and the Boys, the live version. And in September 2008, Charlie and the Boys playing there. And I was in Wales at this time, and was a chance to get over, so I go here. Unfortunately, there was not a home game from Celtic, but I go to the Gallowgate, and at this time I was a little bit infected from that, and always coming back.
Your second song, what would that be?
The second song is Driving the Last Spike from Genesis. Yeah, it's a song about the railway workers of the 19th century. Many of them died constructing on railways. The song narrates the thoughts and feelings of an unnamed railway worker in the form of an internal monologue. The title is a phrase meaning the completion of a major railway project. So placing the last spike is a momentous occasion, and I like these three words. The choice for me for this song was 1992. We go to Genesis tour, and on that tour we go within 2 weeks 3 times. And the third time, we were 2 times and sitting in the beer garden with these T-shirts from Genesis. And on the back there were the dates from them, and the next date was Basel. So Basel is not so far away from us, and we decided we go there, and we have no tickets, nothing, and got the tickets. And as we were early there, we were about 2 or 3 meters from the front where they're playing, and they had very, very big screens on that. And within these songs you feel that you are a railway worker, and they did it very good.
That was Driving the Last Spike by Genesis. Who were your influences and heroes?
My parents, they reared me to be faithful and true, so things was the most important thing for me, and I will go this way, and I try to go this way always. I'm a guy who's really stupid sometimes, but I would say in a honest and fair way. So I say sometimes what you see is what you get, is what I say is what you get, or it's I do nothing behind you. And the other inspirations, when you see my songs, later comes a song who you see it very good. A man who fight for something without weapons and say what they mean. I'm not an eco-activist or something like that. Or another thing what I like is the way of living in Australia. Because in Germany, when you live in Germany, it's always fast, do that, do that. When the bus comes 1 minute later than you expected, there's trouble. Everybody looked on the clock and what's going on. And when you go in Australia, all goes on. I ask sometimes there, where's the bus? Don't worry, perhaps it comes 10 minutes later. So that's the way I like. And
your next song, what would that be, and why did you pick it?
Friends in Low Places is a song from a country musician, Garth Brooks. I'm not so much a friend of country music, but I like this song. I heard it first time in Australia on holidays. Best regards to my friends in Australia. The song comes from, not from Garth Brooks, it was from, I don't know what's his name, but it doesn't matter. He was on a lunch at a tavern, somewhere in Nashville, and when the check came, he realized he had forgotten his money. He was asked how he was going to pay for the meal, and he said, But don't worry, I have friends in low places. I know the cook, and that's the story behind this song.
So Mick, what are your earliest memories of going to Celtic Park?
The first time I was here, I told before, was an away game, so I didn't saw a match, but I go there, I want to see it, and I take a stadium tour. It was absolutely brilliant. I didn't think before that they show really all what's in the stadium. We were in the cabins from the players. We saw really all of that, and I see the cup, most important thing. They told a lot about the stories with Brother Wolfried and so on, and inside the old glass. I was really very impressed. That was the first time, and then second time was, I think it was Easter 2009 I came over. I think it was a game against Inverness. We won 2-0, I think. I think there were 40 or 45,000 people in, or Celtic supporters. Yeah, and 100 from Inverness. And it was so brilliant. And yeah, that was my first visit or on a game on Celtic.
So your fourth song?
The fourth song is from Peter Gabriel. A song is called Pico. He's about an anti-apartheid activist in South Africa. I would say can compare him with Nelson Mandela. He was also a leader of the freedom of the black people there. He was murdered in prison in South Africa. There's also a film about Pico called Crying Freedom. What I like, here's from my thoughts of thinking a few good words. For example, he said, the greatest weapon in the hand of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. That's a little bit my way of thinking too. And he said also, it's better to die for an idea that will live as to live for an idea that will die.
What irritates you?
It's hard to say, but normally I spoke what I like. But yeah, I don't like people who think they know all or tell you what they all know. People who think they know all better. More and more politicians didn't tell the truth. I would say in Germany the statistics of unemployed people are wrong, because a lot of them are work on loan for very, very low money. When you look on America these days, what's going on with the etat, it's the same. You can look at Syria, what's going on. Nobody knows it really, I think. When you look what's going on at Ibrox. I did only one comment in Facebook, and that was, it's not worth to speak about that. So that's what I want to say at this event. Meanwhile, through the internet, you get so much opinions, and different opinions you can look. That's irritate, because 20 years ago you have the news, and they tell you that's bad, that's good. So meanwhile you have a lot of possibilities to look what's going on. It's on one side very good, but on the other side, you know what's going on. And as a good song from Phil Collins is, there's always both sides of stories.
Mm-hmm. So your next song will be?
Next song is from Midnight Oil, The Dead Heart. I think it's from the 80s. They wrote these songs for Aboriginals to help draw attention to the fact that white men took Aboriginal children from their families and their traditional lives. And Midnight Oil believes authorities wanted to try and westernize them and destroy their culture. It's a conflict still goes on. There's also a thing, people come together. It's a small town in the north of South Australia called Ortnadada. If they make jokes, they call themselves sometimes, we are the asshole from South Australia. But I think there are 120 people living there, and 70 or 80 are Aborigine, and 20, 30, I don't know, are white people. We were there 2 times, and they're all very friendly, and in this small town, it fits together. And when you hear, especially Midnight Oil, the song from the Aborigine, we don't serve your country, we don't serve your king. So, that's all.
That was The Dead Heart by Midnight Oil. Right, Mick, how do you relax?
Hard to say. The best thing I'm good relaxing is to hear music. Like it very much. Meet new people. Sounds perhaps not like relaxing, but I like it really to meet people like here in Glasgow or in Scotland or Ireland. Same in Australia. Every time when I go somewhere, I have new things. It's the same with the songs, or you keep them in mind. For example, I was really relaxing here in Glasgow 1 or 2 years ago at Governor Arms. Mick from Claymore, I think, knows what I mean. And we go to Governor Arms, and the game was, I think, 1-1. Yeah, it was so good atmosphere there, and then when the band played, yeah, for me, really great what they did. They said the next song is for me, so I was a little bit, yeah, in a positive way, shocked. And yeah, that's a little bit relaxing for me, sitting down, hear music, drink a beer, or read something about history or something like that. Relaxing is for me to go somewhere where nothing is, I would say. So only a few animals or something like that, the desert or something like that. I like it too. It's for me relaxing, because I don't like it normally to be in a big city where, yeah, too many people's too many problems. So that's not the way.
Excellent. So, your 6th song?
The 6th song is a song from Steve Earle. It's called Copperhead Road. There's nothing special on that song. It's a song I met a few people. The song was on the radio, so that's why I like it. I think it's not so much from the lyrics to say. It's a song that tells of a Vietnam War veteran, a sign of a rural moonshine clan or bootlegging, and he comes back and he decides instead to make the normal things, he start to make a marijuana business. So yeah, that's it. It's only a song I like, and I have some memories on that.
Copperhead Road by Steve Earle. So what does the future hold for you, Mick?
If I want to answer truly, I would say to you, I don't want to know. But I hope healthiness, so I can do a lot of trips, coming more to Glasgow, if I had the money for that. And especially for that, I forgot to say earlier on this interview, I've been here, I think 9 or 10 times meanwhile, and Celtic never lost a game when I've been here. So perhaps I must ask Neil Lennon or the board. Perhaps they sponsored me and I can go with them to Barcelona or something like that, and we get the points we need. Okay, just a joke. And okay, yeah, the future. I hope that I could one day going permanent to another country, Australia, and make a lot of trips, to journeys.
Your penultimate song?
The next song is Pictures of You from the band The Last Good Night. Yeah, the song is for my wife, and we heard it somewhere when we were on holidays. We're sitting there and both hear that song and both said, well, it's a good song, I think it's good lyrics, easy but good. So here is it.
Right, we've come to the part of the programme where I give you the complete works of the dandy and a copy of the Bible to take with you to your island. Would you like a copy of the Bible?
Yep.
Which other book would you take? And why?
The Lord of the Rings, because I like that, and I think I don't know how long I'm on the isle, so I have a lot of lot to read, and a book to learn Gaelic, because I like this language. For me, I think it comes from heart, and it's an old language. I tried it meanwhile a little bit, but yeah. Tiernan I know Slantje, Faltje. The other thing I don't say here. Yeah, but it's hard to learn, but I think on a desert island it would be good. It's enough time to learn.
Right? A luxury. Something to make your life a bit more bearable on the island. Remember, it can't be a mobile phone, and it can't be another human being.
Only one?
Only one. Sorry.
Doesn't fit. I want to say I need solar cells.
Right.
To run the big fridge that cools down the German Weizenbier. It's a kind of wheat beer. And the kind of wheat beer or the Weizenbier, the reason is that in German there's a saying, if you drink 3 beers, you have a meal. So I have the beer, so I don't have to eat.
I'll give you the two. I'll give you the 2 items.
Oh, cheers, mate. Cheers, mate.
Your final song.
My final song is For Green Fields from Kathleen Largy. It's a song I want to dedicate my good friend Eugene and his father. Yeah, I think most of the people know the song is about. I like it, especially this version, because before is a poem from Patrick Pearse, the Miche era, and yeah, it's a great song. And what I can say to the Irish people, when I was at school in the 6th class, so we were children with 11 or 12. It must be 74, 75. We got a new teacher, and this teacher teaches German. It was a thing at school. You must learn, especially with dictionary and so on. And the first thing he did, I never forget. He came in, told us his name, and asked us all who know the German national hymn. And I think 1 or 2 put the hand up, but the others not. And then he said, until the next day, everybody know the hymn, the lyrics. And yeah, we don't like him first, but what I want to say, and coming back to the 4 Green Fields, this man said 1975, 1976 that Germany will be reunited someday. And I never believed that, but this thing happened. So perhaps Ireland could be united. I think it will be very hard to do that, but always believing.
Mick Lang, thank you very much for being a Desert Island Tim.
Thank you, Billy. Bye-bye.